talking about Whale Ore, aka the new item Chaos Ore, being added to the game, what this is going to do for pay to win in the future here, going over some things that are kind of behind the scenes, so let's get right into it. What up team, it's your boy MurderInc here, back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about the newest item added to the game, well soon after this patch of course, Chaos Ore, what it's going to do, what it means for everyone that's not spending, that's spending. We're here, we're out here, let's dive right into it. This is the official post from Oracle, awesome guy, community manager, not simping by the way, just saying. We have Chaos Ore here. I'm not gonna kind of read all of this, just some of the key points here in case you're living under a rock and you don't know it, or you just like to wait for YouTube videos. Hey, you guys do you, I'm gonna do me. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion here from content creators, specifically from the content creation chat here, on how the people who work for Plarium are explaining this whole system here. It contradicts what's written here in front of us, as we can see. Chaos Ore from their, what do they even call this? Update 5.10 highlights. So I want to dive into that really quickly based on, I'm kind of going to disregard what was said in the content creator chat for the time being, just because what they said is different than what we see here. Their terminology is often translated and it follows some type of pattern through and throughout, so I do want to go over that first here. As we can see right here, it says the game randomizes both main stat and the substats of the chosen artifact during rework. This is for something that if you farm, I don't know, dragon, you get a legendary 6-star. You know what, we're gonna go free to play. A legendary 4-star, amazing piece we're all gonna keep, right? So if you get that, you farm that, you can use a Chaos Ore on it, and it's going to re-roll everything if it's a bottom row piece, meaning gloves, chest, and boots. And if it's a top row piece, obviously it's not going to be changing. I mean, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? An HP flat weapon, Plarium, think about it. So it's not going to be changing the main stats of the top row, being a weapon, helmet, or shield. Those are going to be locked in. However, this is what they say next. If the artifact has already been upgraded before, it will keep the acquired stat bonuses. Now, what do they mean by stat bonuses? They made this pretty clear here. It means if you roll something and it rolls double speed, right? So you have a base item, you roll it to +4. You know what, let me just bring up the game so I'm not, just to make it as clear as possible here. Let's take a legendary piece here. Let's go to upgrade. So as we can see, we have 3 upgrades to defense. We have 1 upgrade to crit rate. So what does it mean if I use a legendary Chaos Ore piece on this item here? It is going to reroll, according to them, the 4 substats below. It is going to keep the 3 rolls. It is going to keep the single roll here. It's just going to randomize the substats. Now, this is where things get a little bit confusing. Let me see if I can find where they talk about it here, because it's kind of a big deal. And as we can see here, this can only be used on gear rank 5 and 6. You'll be able to gather an unlimited amount. Sure, we're going to talk about that later. That's a really funny thing that they said there. You will need Chaos Ore of rarity equal to or greater than that of the artifact. Of course, we know that. Don't use legendary ones on epics. That's common sense. So it does say here they'll be given an equivalent to the artifact level, of course, +16 in return. All glyph upgrades will be lost. Unlucky, but it is what it is. So think twice. Yes, we know that. And they don't mention it at all. So what I want to talk about here is going to be the effect it's going to have on the main stat, which is HP percent for these boots here, on the bottom row. Now, based on how they described it, everything is going to get rerolled. Everything. Substats, main stats, and they said it doesn't apply to the top row like we just explained. However, in the content creation chat, I don't know if this was them misspeaking. I mean, one person specifically misspeaking. I cannot clarify that. They are on vacation. They left before I woke up. It seems like no one asked the right question, gave them a screenshot and say, hey, what do you mean when you say this? So according to them, the main stat is not going to change. That is contrary to what I knew before this system came out. That is contrary to what they wrote in their highlight. So I'm not going to speak on that. It's still way too unclear. I haven't been able to reach anyone. Like I said, they are on Orthodox Christmas right now, a nice holiday. When do we get all of these holidays? Asking for the United States. Come on, guys, let's make something up. Not that they made that up. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. But this is what I want to talk about here. We don't know yet. So, I mean, it's going to be clarified before this goes live. Obviously, if not, I'm going to make sure it is clarified because people need to know this. If you're locking in the main stat, that's huge. That's great. However, if you're not, this adds a totally new level of RNG to this. And basically what they said is if the piece isn't rolled, so if it's not plus 16, if it's base, it's going to reroll the whole thing. I get that. But they're saying if you upgraded it to like +1 or something, which I don't know why you would do that, it's going to lock in the, I mean, I guess there are reasons why you would want to do that. It's going to lock in the main stat roll on the bottom row pieces. So this could be cool if you have something like crit damage gloves and you have a triple roll in attack percent or something. You really want crit rate. I mean, that would be a really hard thing. Let's say accuracy, triple roll accuracy. You really want crit rate on it. Re-rolling it also re-roll the main stat and it can make it a flat attack glove. So that'd be terrible. So this would definitely be a good system for sure if they are locking it in, but it's too messy. It's just way too messy. We cannot confirm any of this stuff here, so I'm not even going to talk about it. What I do want to talk about, what I really do, don't mind little Miss Annie in her 5-piece lifesteal set. Sleeper OP, don't steal my strategies. So what I do want to talk about is the next part here. For the time being, your main source of chaos ore will be events and tournaments. However, like we all know, Plarium is going off of analytics. This is going to be a limited time thing. Where does this say that anywhere? Limited time. Though they will also be some part of limited special offers, meaning they're going to be sold. This is going to be huge for anyone spending. We're gonna have to see until it comes out, look at the prices, but this is going to be a big draw for spenders. You're gonna want to have this. Like I said, I've been saving gear. I wish there was a better sorting system where I could save it. I have quad roll flat stat on like chest pieces and all of this. People have asked me on stream, why are you keeping it? Well, now you know officially why I've been keeping them. But besides that, this is the thing. Events and tournaments is going to be a kind of trial and error process. They're going to see how much engagement they can get. Hoping, of course, they don't do those, in my opinion, stupid epic only, rare only, and gate this behind it. However, what is this going to replace? Is it going to replace legendary books? Probably not the best for most players, but like I said, if people aren't going to spend on these events and tournaments to get the chaos ore, which at the moment they're definitely going to, they're going to change it. It's all based on what the players do, and the players, despite complaining over and over again, they're going to be wailing out for these items here. But like I said, if they don't like the analytics that they see, they're going to remove them from events and tournaments and look for other places to put them into the game outside of the shop, which is ideal, right? So for 99.99% of people, how big is chaos ore? And this is going to come down to how accessible it is. These are fantastic items, can be game-changing items. There's a lot of RNG, like we already discussed here, where what your rolls can be, you can only reroll once, so it's not like you can get that perfect quad roll piece and just keep rerolling until it gets speed. That would have been nice, but a little bit overpowered and definitely would have increased the power gap. I don't want to say too much, but a lot. So with that being said here, if they do remove them from events and tournaments, or if they make it like a first place reward and not something on the right side of the screen for getting a threshold, this is going to be irrelevant for, like I said, most players. But if they make it more reasonable, maybe they can incentivize mid spenders, low spenders to spend a little bit more on these tournaments. In my opinion, I do believe they are testing it out in events and tournaments because participation probably has been showing low. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. A lot of people aren't really doing the tournaments. Relentless Gear is great, don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as people once thought when it first came out. So the activity levels in a lot of these tournaments, they're just not like they used to be. We're not seeing insane points in every single bracket for every single person. It's much more competitive with people who aren't spending a ton, where they can compete for that. Will that change with Chaos Ore? Definitely. We're going to see a massive spike for sure. For all of the whales who have been kind of coasting through, saying, I don't care about these tournaments, the rewards aren't that great. I agree, as someone who's progressed through the entire game. There's nothing special out of those unless you're chasing 6-star, epic, or legendary. I really don't remember, but I have tons of Relentless already, so it's not a huge deal for me. So with that being said, where should we be seeing these things? Now, this is just my hot take here. I think you guys would agree with this. Hello Marketplace. How we doing? I talked about in a previous video, this is the most out of date part of the game. Plarium, you want to do good with the community? Put one epic in one actually put 2 epic in 1 legendary chaos orb. That's the name, right? I mean, ore, sorry. I've been calling it whale ore because that's kind of what it is for now, but I want to put chaos ore in the market. Do it just like ancient shards. Twice a month an epic can appear. I don't care what the price is, just don't make it gems. Keep it as silver. No one wants to spend gems on stuff like this. I mean, I guess some people would, they would make money, but still just go with the flow here. Keep it as silver. 2 epic, 1 legendary per month. Is that too much to ask? What do you guys think? Let me know. I think that's very, very reasonable because for one, it's going to allow players who maybe aren't spending, who have some silver, to get this item. If they get good luck, they might consider twice the next time they see a pack of this chaos ore. They might say, it worked out well the first time, let me buy it. Despite that being a huge bait and it being RNG, 110%, not going to argue there. That is a really big marketing tactic here. Outside of that, I think there should be at least 2 ways to get it for free. So that's the first proposal. The second one, not daily. That's way too much. If you think that's even reasonable, you're out of your mind and don't know Plarium. Unfortunately, missions would have been a great place to put it, but those missions are done until we see. I mean, don't look at my missions. I'm not getting Ramontu because I mean I made a video about that. Pretty clear. Maybe, I mean, not advanced quests. Now, please, I hope they don't change this legendary skill book here. Hope they don't change any of these rewards for that matter. If anything, I mean, even the XP boost is going to be beneficial for some players. Not so much whales, but for some players here. If they want to, which this seems a little bit generous to be honest, they can add additional milestones here, and they can start adding things here. Or if anything, don't get mad if you don't like this, they can rotate monthly legendary tome and legendary chaos or piece. Now, that's probably not the best way to go about this. I'm more thinking about something along these lines here. Add a new mission or change one of these mission rewards here to give you at least 1 extra monthly way of getting these chaos ore to incite people to buy them when they do appear in the shop. That's going to be a very smart business move. As we can see here, I'm on 10 of 30. I have been on 10 of 30 for 7 months or so. Just goes to show you how much I actually do the daily quests here, but I do think monthly is respectable for the legendary chaos ore, and I do think weekly, I don't want to say it's too much, right? It's going to come down to Plarium. Based on their track record, it's not likely they're going to give an epic weekly. That does seem a little bit too much for the company, too much for us as the community. I don't think it's really that too much, but it is what it is. Or what they can do is, if you know, when you log in every single day after reset, you get this free pack. I think it was already claimed by someone playing my account. So you get this free like appreciation mini pack. What they could do, and I think this is a missed opportunity by them, that was a great addition to the game. I don't think anyone's complaining about it. The fact that we get energy from that, the tokens for the forge, great stuff. Have something in the algorithm for players that once a month, like I said, because monthly is much more likely for an item that's going to be this exclusive and probably expensive. I'm really curious as to the prices they're going to put on this. Hopefully it's not legendary book and sacred shard, but it could be, you never know. But I would like to see a new name of this daily pack once a month, like I said, or once every 2 weeks for an epic, something like that. That's like a special daily reset pack, something where you get something better than the current daily rewards. Let's say you get 2 energy refills instead, or you get shards they're not going to add. They already talked about giving out free shards. They don't like it. Maybe they give us 50 gems one of these days. Maybe they give us what else is useful? Books. Another thing, I don't think they're going to give books for free. They already give silver. Chickens, I'm not sure about that. Potions, I mean, who cares about potions? Some people might. I'm not going to say who cares, but I think they could add something like this as like an exclusive free pack you get once a month. You get something special, it feels good, gives you incentive to keep logging in for that entire month just to get that one pack. I think this is a point they really need to focus in on and drive home. Keep players playing for as long as possible. If you have things that are too straightforward and stagnant, it feels like a chore. But if they have something to look forward to outside of their monthly quests, outside of all of their weekly resets, something like a free pack that's going to be much better than average, it's another thing for players to look forward to, so they can definitely add that chaos ore there. But as it stands right now, it's up to us, guys. It is up to us how much people go for these things, how much people start spending on these things. They're going to take all of that. If people wail out insanely for Chaos Ore, and it is that good, I'm not going to downplay at all. Chaos Ore is incredible. The fact that you could take a piece of gear that you farmed for, it took forever, it's a legendary piece. Let's say you got a triple roll, a quad roll, and it rolled terribly for you. That is the worst feeling in the game. I know you've gone through it. I've gone through it many times while farming, probably well over millions of energy in each dungeon by this point in my raid career. So this is going to be a really good item. And unfortunately, as it's currently laid out, it's looking like it's going to be heavy on the pay to win side as far as who this is for, aiming at the mid spenders and the whales. Maybe they will try to like bait some people in for first time purchases. That would be nice. That's probably their goal. Nice, obviously not for us. I'm not saying that. Nice for them. But we're going to determine things. Like I said, they're going to be watching this whole tournament and event thing. Like I said, this is not something that's going to be here forever. This is just a trial run for the company with a new item that's being released into the game. Think about, if you remember, think about speed glyphs. Think about glyphs in general. They sold speed glyphs that people would buy in an instant if they put them on packs. People would be buying them like faster than shards, guarantee you. Think of the best shard pack, how quickly people buy those. People would be buying 6-star glyph packs like no tomorrow. Why haven't they returned? I don't know. I really don't know. I would love to ask them. Actually, I should make a note to ask them. You know what? Let's do it live on here so I don't forget. What's the deal with selling 6-star glyphs? Why did it stop? Now, in my opinion, it stopped because if you were playing around at the time, people said this was a terrible deal, terrible offer, not worth the money. How wrong they were. Those same people would be lining up around the corner, all the way wrapped around to the front, getting in line to buy a speed glyph pack because it's huge. Those extra stats can go such a long way. Look at what Faction Guardian bonus has done. Picture that in all of your champions, pieces of gears. If you get lucky with the rolls, of course, and the fact that it's RNG, people will just keep buying them. So the analytics they got from that first time of introducing speed glyphs or any type of glyphs in tournaments, events like we're going to see here, and in packs is going to be determined by us as the players. So based on what we do here, that's going to determine the future of this chaos or whole situation here. So that's the information I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts and feedbacks on this whole system. Do you agree with me? Is this just a whale thing, pay to win? Most of you don't even really care about it. Would you care about it if it was offered for free monthly based on activities you do, whether it's advanced quests, daily login reward after a month or something, or those free appreciation packs down the line? It would be nice to see them, in my opinion, like I stated before. So I'm curious as to what you guys think. What's your approach to this, and where do you value them in the overall scope of the game? Like you saw from my thumbnail, I think these are probably bigger than shards. I mean, I'm being serious here. Gear means everything. It's pretty much my motto on this channel at this point. Gear makes the champion. The champion does not make anything as far as the account goes. There's a few exceptions, but the overall message is going to be gear makes the champion no matter what. You could have the best champions in the game and the worst gear in the game, and you're going to go nowhere, right? Nowhere. Everyone pretty much, for the main sake of this, understands that, but I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.